welcome to a Blu-ray update video. It's been a really long time since I've done one of these, and I think it was December 2013 was the last time I did a Blu-ray update, and I've had quite a few of the past couple of months, so I'm going to show them all to you now, and yeah, let's get stuck right into it. There's a load of Blu-rays and one DVD. So the first one, and these are all going to be Arrow video titles starting off, is Pit Stop, a Jack Hill film from 1969. Really kind of underrated film that kind of, for me, showcases how Arrow video is so great, because it's a film that could have really got lost in the shuffle forever, really, but it kind of got plucked out of obscurity, put onto Blu-ray, and it just looks fantastic, and it's such a cool vibe about it. It's about this guy who becomes a kind of a figure-8 stock car racer and gets involved in dangerous racing and stuff like that, and he's kind of a James Dean type almost, and it's a really fun film. Enjoyed it a lot. Just American cool. Reminds me kind of almost the 50s in a way, but yeah, really cool film, and just an example of why Arrow is so great, because I really think this film would have just been forgotten about forever in terms of, you know, people who hadn't heard about it before, because it really is a kind of obscure, low-budget movie that it was crazy how they made this film with the resources they had, and you can find out all about that on the special features as well. It's a Blu-ray DVD combo pack. Second, we have another Arrow video title, Sisters, Brian De Palma film from the early 70s, a really cool psychological thriller. A little bit of horror mixed in there, but I really kind of class it as more as a thriller. Some really inventive camera work in this film. I love the direction from Brian De Palma. It's been said that he kind of was emulating Hitchcock a lot with films like this, and you can see where people are coming from with that assessment, but I still think that he kind of makes it his own, and there's a really cool use of split screen in this film that normally would have been quite tacky, but it really works, and it just kind of made it even more tense. And yeah, I've really loved this film. It's about two Siamese twins, played both by Margot Kidder, and kind of the the complications that arise when they get split up and what happens. And yeah, it's a really good one. This also a Blu-ray DVD combo. The next one I absolutely loved, and it is, and this is the alternate cover, which you can flip the inlay around, and they have two versions of, you know, two options for the covers, which all Arrow titles have. And I'm using this one, which is the original poster, Theatre of Blood, Vincent Price, another early 70s film, which just a really fun horror comedy that's very dark horror comedy with some gruesome murders, and basically Vincent Price plays a character called Lionheart, who is a stage actor, and a pretty hammy one, and he hasn't really got the recognition he feels he deserves from the critics, and so he kind of focuses his wrath on this circle of critics who gave him a bad review and didn't give him this particular award a couple of years prior, and so yeah, he picks them off one by one in the style of Shakespeare plays, and it's just a really fun film with some great British actors, and Vincent Price is just fantastic. Really love this one. This is just a Blu-ray, no DVD. Next is John Carpenter, Big Trouble in Little China. I'm a huge John Carpenter fan. I just love him. I just love all of his films. You know, The Thing, They Live, Halloween. I mean, he's just a fantastic director, and this is really him having a lot of fun. A martial arts movie, just silly action, silly comedy, some great imaginative kind of production design, and a crazy kind of fantasy story. It's a real weird mix of genres, but I absolutely loved it. Kurt Russell, one of my favourite actors ever, stars in this film if you haven't seen it. And it was a film that I'd only seen snippets of when I was a kid, and I think my dad had it on video, but I never really fully saw it because, you know, it's a 15 and stuff, and I was quite young. But it was great to finally see this on Blu-ray. It looks brilliant. Got some amazing special features on this one, like a new interview with Kurt Russell and John Carpenter, and a commentary of the two, and fantastic release. Love this. I think it is just the Blu-ray, but you don't need more than that. Awesome release from Arrow, Big Trouble in Little China. Now those were from the Arrow video side of Arrow films, and this one is from Arrow Academy, where they focus more on art films, I guess you could say, or really critically acclaimed films. And this is a fantastic box set from Arrow Academy. It is Koyaanisqatsi and Powakatsi, two films by Godfrey Reggio. And the first one, Koyaanisqatsi, is by far the most powerful and the best for me. Just a fantastic idea, a fantastic concept, and I've done full reviews of most of these Blu-rays, including this one, which I did a two-part in-depth review on. So if you want to know about all the special features, my thoughts on all of the films, and also kind of a close look at the brilliant box set with the digipacks and the big booklet, definitely go check that out. I'll leave a link in the description to all my reviews of anything that I've done shown in this video. Yeah, Koyaanisqatsi, brilliant film, just about life and technology and mankind, and you know, the past and the future, and it's there's no words in it, no dialogue. It's just fantastic cinematography, really great use of time-lapse and slow motion photography, and and the music as well. There's like a whole other character in the film. The music by Philip Glass is incredible, absolutely brilliant. Great set, fantastic. So there we go. Those are the Arrow releases. I've got a couple from Warner Brothers now. The first one is Grudge Match, starring Sylvester Stallone and Robert De Niro. I absolutely love this. I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I did because I'd heard bad reviews. The idea of it when I first heard about it was like, wow, this sounds awesome. But then it just got kind of slated, or just really average reviews, and so I wasn't like, you know, excited to go see it when it came out. So finally got to see it on Blu-ray, and it looks great. There's some really cool special features, really short but sweet. But the film itself, just, I really enjoyed it. A lot of fun. It knows what it is. It's there's even a reference to Rocky in it if you're paying close enough attention. And it's just really about the ridiculousness of these two old guys getting in the ring again. And it is a bit of a flight of fancy. You've got to kind of let yourself go with you know, some of the story elements that wouldn't probably be that, you know, plausible. But overall, I actually was drawn in by the human drama and was really entertained by the comedy, and I think they had great chemistry together. Really love this. Out now from Warner Brothers. Also, I put a full review up of this. Excuse me, a full review up of this if you want to see that as well. And my other Warner Brothers Blu-ray is Son of Batman, the new what would you call it? DC Universe original animated movie, which is the new line of films that have been going on for quite a while now that go straight to DVD and Blu-ray from DC, and they're just fantastic. This one, it's not quite as good as the big hitters like The Dark Knight Returns and Year One and Under the Red Hood, but still a really strong one. I really enjoyed it. It's about Bruce Wayne's son, Damian Wayne, and we get to see him interact with his dad for the first time, and Deathstroke is the main villain in this. There's a fantastic fight scene at the end that was just blew me away. Really enjoyed this one. I love how they're taking a more adult tone with these lately, because this is a 15, and there's some questionable stuff in this. It's quite violent, and yeah, overall, if you're a Batman fan, you should definitely check this out. Now I have 3 Blu-rays that I haven't even posted a mail day video of. I did a video of me unboxing them, but I'll post that soon, which might be irrelevant by now. But I got 3 Blu-rays from a contest that Ryan Chataway was holding for the 24-hour movie marathon, and the prize was kind of Amazon gift card credit. We worked it out because we're good friends, and I won the contest, and we did it through PayPal instead, so I could get something from Massive Cinema, and they had a sale on, and so I picked up a few of their Blu-rays, and I'm just amazingly happy with them. And they're all by the same director, Fritz Lang. The first one is Die Nibelungen, which is a 2-part fantasy epic from 1924, yep, which is 282 minutes long if you watch both parts. And this is just a fantastic release. I love this cover. It drew me in when I first saw it on Amazon a while back, and I looked into the film and it just seemed like right up my alley. I haven't watched it yet, just because I need to find the time. I want to sit down and watch all of it in one go, because I'm crazy like that, I guess. But yeah, it's a fantasy epic that kind of, as it says on the back, predates Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, and you get both films, or both parts of the film, Part 1 and Part 2, on separate Blu-rays. You get a nice booklet and everything. Massive Cinema, to me, is just a fantastic company who release amazing releases, just like Arrow. They're both sides of the spectrum. You know, Arrow does kind of the cult kind of films and the, you know, the kind of the horror stuff, but this, you know, Massive Cinema, they go back to like the 20s and stuff, and they remaster films that really deserve the attention, I think, and that's just fantastic. And I'm a huge fan of silent cinema, and I cannot wait to check this out. The same can be said of this one, which is another Fritz Lang film, and it is Dr. Mabuse Der Spieler, The Gambler. This is from I've forgotten actually. It's earlier than Die Nibelungen, 22 maybe, something like that. This is another almost 5-hour film in 2 parts, and I love this steelbook edition. It's just fantastic. There's on the back, this is kind of clean, it just has the title and the credits. I kind of like that, and I love the color scheme of this Blu-ray. And yeah, the front cover is just brilliant. I can't wait to watch this. It's about this guy who kind of is a master of disguise, and I haven't really looked too much into the plot because I want to be surprised, but yeah, apparently this is a really good one. I can't wait to check it out, as well as its sequel, which I also have in steelbook form. Das Testament des Dr. Mabuse, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, the Testament of Dr. Mabuse. So this was made 10 years after the original, or at least a decade afterwards, and it's quite different in tone from what I've read. It's only 2 hours long, which is good, but I love that cover again, some fantastic artwork, and again, just playing back. But I like that they include this. It just gives it a kind of nice classical feel, and has inside artwork. Both have, you know, booklets and everything. Great releases. Absolutely love Massive Cinema. I have a few more of their Blu-rays here. I've got Double Indemnity, Cleopatra, I've got Metropolis as well. I'm a huge Fritz Lang fan, and I've just heard that they're releasing Woman in the Moon as well. Oh, that's going to be amazing. The cover art looks fantastic. So Fritz Lang Blu-rays from Massive Cinema are amazing. Bottom line. Now finally I have, well, not finally, there's quite a few left. This one I haven't really shown in an update, so I thought I'd throw it in there. It is Porco Rosso, the Studio Ghibli film by Hayao Miyazaki. It came out in the early 90s, and this is the Japanese like digibook edition, which is how all the Ghibli films come. And I absolutely love this edition. I'm so happy I got it. It's one of probably my favourite animated movie ever. I haven't seen all the Ghibli films yet, I haven't seen all of Miyazaki's films yet, but there's just something about this film that speaks to me, and I have a very personal story that kind of makes me like it even more. And if you want to hear that, I've reviewed this film as part of my Michael Keaton month, because he did the voicing in the original, not in the original, in the English dubbed version, sorry, from 2003 by Disney. But I also talk about the Japanese movie, and I love both. I love the English dub, even though I'm not a big fan of dubs. Just because it's Michael Keaton, I had to check it out, and I kind of really liked it, which is kind of bad, but you know, I do prefer the original language, so I'll probably always watch this with the Japanese audio. But that's what's great about this Blu-ray. It has the Japanese, the French, and the English versions of the movie, and it has English subtitles, so that's fantastic. Yeah, I recommend people check it out, and if you want to see my in-depth review of it, you can go check out Michael Keaton Month, and it's on there somewhere. So yeah, I'm just so glad I got this. Connie picked it up for me when she was in Japan, and it's great to have the edition from the movie, the edition of this movie from the country it was made in, and just because it's such a great edition as well. And now finally some kind of gifts from friends. The first one is Ender's Game, the Ender's Game steelbook with Mondo artwork, which just looks brilliant. I'm trying to get the glare off the wrapping. There you go. I love the artwork. I wish all movie posters were done by Mondo. They're just amazing, and it's got like great back artwork as well. I did an unboxing / close-up view of this if you want to see it in more detail. But I love the film. Came out last year, one of my favourites. Probably, I think it was around like in my top 30, 40-ish of 2013. It was not quite top 20 material, but still really, really good. I love the book. The book's better, but for me, I really enjoyed the film. Was surprised by it. I thought Harrison Ford was great, as was the lead. Yeah, some great acting in this. Then we have, and that's from Matt. Sorry, I didn't even say who it's from. It's from Matt Kister2. Go check him out on YouTube. My good friend Matt. It's just awesome, and he sent me this amazing package. There's a video of that as well if you want to see that. This one I haven't watched yet. It's the only one I haven't watched from the stuff he sent me, and that's Poetry, a Korean film. Looks very interesting. Looks up my alley, and I'm really looking forward to checking it out. He's a huge fan of Korean cinema. He's actually running a Korean film festival, and it'll be in the Birmingham area, I guess, in the UK. So if you're in that area and you're into Korean film, go check it out. Maybe I'll leave a link to his Facebook page, because he's trying to get people to buy tickets for that. He's screening 2 films, and there'll be like some talks and stuff. So if you're into Korean cinema, you should definitely go check that out. And I'll leave a link to his Facebook in the description if you are. The next one, Pan's Labyrinth. Really enjoyed this. Hadn't seen it before. Loved Guillermo del Toro's movies, and this was no different. It was not what I was expecting at all. It was, I mean, it was definitely weird and out there, which I was expecting, but just the whole kind of the war that was going on and stuff, and the human stuff was a bit more prevalent than I was expecting. But I did really think it was just a very unique film, and it drew me in and kept me very kind of wrapped into the film. It was yeah, a really visceral movie, very visually interesting, and I really loved it. And finally, The Host, Korean film, not the 2013 Stephenie Meyer adaptation, but the Korean film in 2006, I think. love this. Monster movie, says on the front, it's Jaws via Jurassic Park. I wouldn't quite say it's that good, but it's definitely kind of the feel that you get at certain points. Again, I just love the human drama in this, and how low budget it was, you know, for the monster, the creature effects. You could definitely tell, but it didn't really take away from it because the acting was just so damn good. And Korean cinema is definitely something I need to be exploring a lot more, because every Korean film I've seen so far has been fantastic. So thanks again, Matt, for those. I really enjoyed the three that I watched. And finally, a DVD to round this off. This is from Ryan Chataway. He gave me a couple of the other DVDs as well, but they were kind of just in just the discs for me to watch. But this one was an actual release with the case and everything. I haven't opened it yet, but I'm really excited to watch it again at some point. It is Gotham City Serials, which features Batman from 1943 and Batman and Robin from 1949. Each has 15 chapters. They are serials, which were shown, you know, back in that era in the 40s. You'd go to the cinema to see a film on a weekend, and before the film you'd get this little 15-minute kind of serial, where it's basically a TV before the TV was even invented. You know, they're basically seasons of series, but you know, series didn't exist then, so they were called serials. And every week you go see another film, and there would be another episode playing. So it'd be like, come back next week and see the next installment of Batman. So I think that's really cool, and I really did enjoy these. They're very dated, but it's very interesting to see the first cinematic live-action incarnation of Batman. And I watched these a couple of years ago, enjoyed them, and I'm looking forward to watching them on DVD. So thanks, Ryan, for that. Really awesome. There we go. That's my Blu-ray update for June 2014. Thank you for watching. There might be another one coming soon, as I've got a couple more things coming in the near future. So check them out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
He says he's really cool, but I think he's a tool. Even though I'm sure he's a quite nice guy, really. He's a quite nice guy, really.